So you guys get healed up and are back at the inn having a nice dinner at the table chatting, trying to formulate a plan of action.
I think we should do a lot of scouting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can buy some scrolls of invisibility. I don't know it, but I could make somebody invisible and let them, do a little scouting that way.
Colonel, don't you have boots of Elvenkind? And
I do. I move silently, so that
Colonel is pretty sneaky, actually.
Yeah.
I think
stealth is also
kind of.
I can disguise too.
Would that help, or is that not?
I mean, that would make her unseeable in addition to being silent. So, but you may not want to spend money on that because invisibility scrolls aren't super cheap.
Well, whatever.
Like 100 gold.
I mean, we could, but
I want to buy at least one anyway eventually to learn it. But that's fine. Whatever you guys think.
Yeah, you might buy one and scribe it. That's fine.
Or something.
It's 100 gold. So.
It's a good spell to have in your spellbook.
That's the thing about wizards. You can just any spell you can get your hands on, learn it. And invisibility is a common spell, so if you want that, you can swing over to the Silver Sages and buy one for 100 gold.
Yeah, can I actually throw you a shopping list? I have a bunch of spells I want to pick up, just to start scribing them.
I mean, it takes time to scribe spells, so you can buy scrolls, but there's a within reason there's a limit to the number they're going to have available for sale because they don't have infinite stock. But
no, I understand. I just here's my list of what I'm hoping to pick up, and as much of that as I can pick up, I'll just scribe that whenever I have time, like in the evenings or whenever I have downtime.
Yeah, just drop it.
I'm also working on scribing Absorb Elements and Misty Step. Like, how long is that going to take me to scribe?
I think it's an hour per level of the spell.
So 3 hours. Time. So can I I think you get 2 hours of downtime in a long rest anyway, of like kind of hanging out in your hotel room. So I'll just take an extra hour to scribe.
Well, you're a human, so you got to sleep.
Yeah, so but I was reading
your long rest is mostly sleeping.
Okay, yeah, I read long rest is like 8 hours of downtime, 6 of which is sleeping, but it's fine, whatever.
Not everybody sleeps. Like half elves, for instance, only sleep 4 hours. There's some different rules, but most of yours is sleeping, and the rest of the time the rest of that downtime is actually preparing your spells. That's the
I understand.
You sleep for 6, and then you have to study your spell book to prepare your spells for the rest of it. So during a long rest, you can't also scribe spells. It's not available.
Okay, well, do I have enough time to scribe anything tonight?
Yeah, I mean, you got a couple hours.
You
so
rest?
Okay. It's still you determine when you go to bed or not. You're an adult. You don't have to sleep either. You could stay up all night scribing scrolls. There's a chance you'll be fatigued the next day, and being fatigued sucks.
No, I mean, I want a long rest for sure. But with whatever time I have, can I buy as many of these scrolls as possible, and then I'll just try to scribe.
The Silver Sages is closed for the evening, so you have to wait for the morning. Oh. Like, they're not open.
Okay, that's fine. I'll buy the invisibility stuff in the morning. Tonight I'll just scribe. If I have 3 hours, I'll scribe both Absorb Elements and Misty Step. If I only have 2 hours, I'll scribe, I guess, just Misty Step.
I mean, you tell me. So work with the party to figure out how you guys want to organize your sleeping. How long do you want to take for planning and whatnot? It's like 9 o'clock right now, and you guys are thinking about going to bed. And you need 8 hours to complete a long rest. So,
well, I will perform my medical duties.
I kind of think we should
just patches everybody up. He has more than enough spells.
It doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't really matter because we're about to long rest anyway, so don't really need to be healed.
I think.
Well, if I'm healed up,
we ought to plan over breakfast. Like, it seems like we just kind of everybody's got beat up, so we should get our sleep in first, get our spell slots recharged, and then over breakfast figure out our plan of attack for the day.
Spell slots.
What do you guys think?
Yeah, let's meet up at like 8 a.m. I guess. That gives me time to scribe and rest.
That'll give us everybody a little extra time if they need it for shenanigans.
I like how you give me that.
So scribing spells, Biddy, takes 2 hours per level of the spell and costs 50 gold per spell level.
Oh, 2 hours per level of the spell. Okay.
So level 1 spells 2 hours and 50 gold. 2 is 4 hours, 100 gold. You can do that.
All right. So it's longer than I realized. All right. Well, I guess I'll just take 2 hours, and because I'm not gonna have that much time if we're meeting up at like 7 or 8 in the morning. What time do you guys want to meet up tomorrow?
If it's 9 now, and we're eating dinner, let's say we're all asleep by 10, and 8 hours is 6 a.m. So
yeah,
anytime after that.
At 7 o'clock, I'll go and gently tap on the door of Tiberius.
Yeah, let's make it 7 right now
You
because I'm
can
going to
get
take 2
anything
hours
on
to
that list
scribe
except
one.
for bestow curse, Biddy.
Okay. Well, I'll buy that tomorrow.
That's
when
a lot
we
of
have time,
cash,
but
though.
well, we'll see what I can get. I have a fair amount of money. I want to start picking up some scrolls to start copying them down.
I can lend you
2,000
some.
gold worth of spells.
Whoa! I
Ooh,
can't
that's a
lend you
lot,
that
okay.
much.
Let me-
I can lend
I'll
you
just
some.
cut-
I can lend you some.
I'll cut all the 3rd level spells for now. And what would it take for me to get the rest of those?
It is 500 gold for the remainder.
Okay, well I'll just buy those.
Shit's
Okay.
expensive. Yep.
3rd level spell scrolls.
But that'll
are
be
expensive. They're
that'll be
500 gold.
tomorrow, right? So
Yeah, you can.
Sorry?
If you swing by the Silver Sages, take an hour. They'll have all that stuff. You can buy it.
okay. So give me 2 hours
So-
tonight to scribe my absorb elements, and then an hour in the morning to go get the stuff. That'll be 8 a.m. Let's meet up at 8 a.m. and resume.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay.
Can
so
you guys
Biddy-
hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, I say I was going to knock on his door at 7 in the morning.
Well, it's not 7
Of
in the morning
Tiberius.
yet, so he's just making plans, and then he's going to go.
Yeah, we're still
study.
the night.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought this
I'll wake up at 7 and then run to the scroll shop and be back by 8. Is my
Okay, well,
plan.
there'll be a
Give me
tink
2
waiting
hours
at your
to
door
scribe
when
a
you do.
spell.
But until
That's
then,
fine.
what's everybody else
You
doing?
can come with me if you want, Tink.
So for the night, I was gonna see if I could maybe play to get some food and drinks and lodging paid for.
Make a performance check.
Yeah.
Bartatas is the hardest working man in Dragonmyrth.
Yeah, he is.
Bloody.
23.
Okay,
Oh,
so while you guys are making plans and plotting, Bartatas is singing not only for his supper, but for the rest of yours, and he's doing a damn fine job. He does a sweet rendition of CCR's Down on the Corner, and the whole bar erupts and starts stomping and clapping and soft shoeing.
I'm gonna stay up and watch Bartathus' show until he's done, and then go to bed.
He covers every CCR song. The locals fucking love it because they're hillbillies. There are many cries of "Do Skinnerd!"
Ooh, I'm gonna throw some coins on the table to see if I can start getting people to start tipping the bard and get a little cash flow going.
Yeah, you do that, but they don't.
Ah, shit.
Yeah.
It was worth a shot.
Yeah. So can I play Freebird?
Sure.
Roll
All
the
right.
bird.
One of the hillbillies is like,
Roll
play
initiative.
some Skinnerd! And the Bartatas immediately launches into a 77-minute rendition of Freebird.
That tears the house down? Because
Yep.
I had a 23 for performance.
At the end of it, they're complete. The place is riddled with drunken, unconscious rednecks. Some of them are just fucking on the floor. They're
Like,
animals.
actually?
Yeah. The actual bartender is like, man, if you hadn't have made so much money from me tonight, I'd ask you to leave. Folks
So-
getting all
So
rowdy.
it's like Tucson, Arizona.
Get out of here, PJ.
So I'm
But
just
yes,
gonna,
it's just like Tucson.
great. So I'm just gonna go ahead and like enjoy a nice meal and a drink and go retreat to my broom closet size room.
Okay. So do you guys want it to be the next morning, or does anybody have anything specific planned for overnight?
Nope.
Okay.
I was gonna go pray
Actually,
or something, but
You
I should
do
go out
text
while it's still
Slexy.
dark.
Actually, you get a sending waiting for you.
Oh,
actually,
goody.
you get a little message. Whispers, "You up?"
Ah, booty call!
I will respond.
What do you say?
I will say, yeah. I was actually going to the temple to pray or whatever.
Where are you at? You want to do a little praying and chill?
Praying and
Little
chill.
Lanthassa and chill.
That's it, Jill.
Sure. Let's go for a walk.
Okay. All right, so you guys go back to bed, and Slexy wanders off mysteriously. He's like, "I'll be back later, guys." And then you and Fowl meet up at the temple and have a lovely evening together. And she's amenable to intimate relations if you are.
I'm not sure if I'm ready for that yet.
That's cool. Okay, so it goes as far as you want, but she seems nice. You have a pleasant evening together, enjoy each other's company, etc., etc. Slexy's not a first date kind of guy. That's fine.
I like it when it's rowdy sex, the DM goes into the full-fledged description, but when it's a pleasant date that ends with a peck on the cheek, he's like, yeah, hand waving, it was nice.
Lexi doesn't kiss and tell. He's not that kind of guy. He's a private sort. Soul Setter is a man of discretion. So at the end of the evening, then she drops you off back at the Pale Dragon. She's like, maybe tomorrow? She looks eager.
Yeah. We'll see what happens with
Okay.
We have some plans, but if I'm not dead.
All right, well, she leans in for the good night, and it's not just a peck. It's a little more passionate than that, and then she leaves.
Yeah, I'll lean in for that.
Okay, you make out for a minute in front of the inn, and then she's like, I'll see you tomorrow. Takes off.
How chaste.
Chaste. Yeah. Okay.
That's no way to live.
Okay.
I'll stand out there for a second. I'll dumbstruck and then come in.
Soul Setter ruminates. He's like, okay, not normally good with the ladies. That's weird. Anyway, back to battle. And then the next morning, everybody is awake. It is morning time. 7 a.m. You guys are all stretching and yawning. Biddy's up early because he's been cracking at the books already. And he walks outside his door, and apparently there's a turtle waiting for him outside.
Yes.
Oh, good morning. How's your temperament today? A little more, little less aggressive than yesterday.
It's a good thing they didn't make him into soup. He'd have been real salty.
Only if you cooked it. Okay. May we?
I've been keeping track of how much sodium I eat lately, and it's an alarming number. I really got to start.
No surprise. You live in America, right? So, and effectively, what I ask is that I'm appraised of what the deal was that was made, because I'm not planning any. There's no inchoate offense planned or anything like that.
Maybe he just hands you a copy of the contract.
Well, I can't read that shit. I don't understand
You
it.
can
Just
read.
tell me.
You're literate. You're a cleric.
I'll explain it to him as I walk to the spell.
Well, and I'll go with him. I'll go with him.
All
I'll
right,
accompany
so
him.
you guys do a classic The Wire style walk and talk with Biddy providing legal advice on the way to
There
the
you
Silver
go.
Sages.
There you go. There you go. Perfect.
It's very Sorkin-esque.
I've never watched.
I also
The
have
Wire.
never seen The Wire because I don't like Aaron Sorkin. So. Break logo, Pete. I mean, yeah, you're right. It is the break logo, but you're not really missing anything. So, all right. You grab your spells, Biddy, and walk and talk on the way back as well. And you guys have returned to the inn. It's about 8 o'clock in the morning. I'm guessing everybody's getting breakfast and whatnot.
Yep.
Time for a strategy session. So you guys get together at a table with the Pale Dragon.
Actually, can I buy an extra 2 scroll? How much is a scroll of invisibility?
100 gold.
I'm gonna buy 2 extra
They
scrolls.
don't.
of
They
invisibility
only
so-
had the one. You bought them out.
Oh, they only had the one.
They
Okay,
don't-
but if
they
I
don't
use it,
typically
I
keep
can't
multiple
copy it,
copies.
right?
Correct.
It goes away. Okay.
Do you need money?
This is
It's
not
not
a
money,
money
apparently,
issue.
it's
This is a
inventory.
supply issue. Yeah, they just don't have any.
Is there somewhere we can buy like a potion of invisibility?
You could go to an alchemist shop, sure.
How much is a potion of invisibility?
Probably also 100 gold, actually.
Yeah, could we buy like 2 of those?
Sure. Yeah. You
I'll-
okay?
I'll-
So you head
I'll
on
throw
down
some
to Bob's Bodacious Potions. Bob's sitting behind the desk. He's like, "Hey, what's going on? Welcome to Bob's Bodacious Potions. I got potions. You want potions? I got tons of potions. I got high potions. I got low potions. I got big potions. I got healing potions. I got poison potions. You name it, we got it. Bob's Potions. I got all the potions."
Well, good morning, Bob. I do indeed
Really
want
feel
potions.
immediate regret on this voice. I should have done the potion seller so that I could have told Biddy that he couldn't handle his strongest potions, and now I regret the missed opportunity. This is what it is to be a GM and fuck up. Anyway, we're back with Bob. Potions, you want them? I got them. Let's go.
Can I grab a couple invisibility potions from you, my good man?
I got the
I'm,
invisiblest of potions. You can't even see them. They're so invisible. Look over there. And he points to a shelf that is empty.
That's what I've been looking for.
That's good, because those fuckers are hard to move. He walks over to the potions, picks up 2 nothings, and comes back and places them in your hands, and you can actually feel that they are, in fact, something bottle-shaped with a cork in the top.
The potions themselves are invisible.
That's right, I'm Bob, but this is Bob's Bodacious Potions. I'm the best potion maker in Zenobia. My potions of invisibility are so good you can't even see them. Admittedly,
That is
it's a
pretty
bit of a design flaw. It makes them hard to trademark, too. The legal troubles I've had trying to put a trademark on the image of this potion. They're like, you can't copyright nothing, Bob. And I'm like, I'm Bob from Bob's Bodacious Potions. I'll copyright whatever the fuck I want.
I'm
That's
imagining
absolutely
just spittle-
nonsense. They should
spittle
let
everywhere.
they should let you protect your work, sir. I believe in intellectual property.
We'll try and
Yeah, the
copyright
great
a
thing
transparent JPEG. It's a nightmare, kid.
The great thing about trademarks is it doesn't have to be visual. It could also be just a term, or it could be even the physical feeling of the potion in your
Genius,
hand.
where were you when I needed legal representation? If only you'd been in town, kid.
Well, I am in town now. What can I do? You want me to write you up a quick trademark application?
It's too late. I already filed it. It cost a fortune. I can't afford any more legal troubles, but I will sell you these potions for 200 gold.
Do I get a
All right.
perception check on the state of this guy's teeth so I can do him a favor as well?
He looks fine. Like, he has teeth. They seem to be appropriately tooth-shaped and in reasonably good
Fine.
condition.
Good. I compliment him on his. You have fine incisors.
Yeah, floss every night. It's a tough world out there. You got to keep your teeth in your head. It's not like they can
Absolutely.
regrow them with magic. Oh, no, wait, they can. Never mind.
Uh,
Actually, I got a potion of that. Look, potion of anti-tooth decay. You want one of those? 10 gold.
I can
That is up
perform
your
that
alley.
myself. Floss with lettuce.
That sounds fucking terrible.
Oh,
Anyway, I got other customers. You guys need anything else from Bob's Bodacious Potions, where we got all the potions? The invisiblest of
All
potions?
set, Bob.
All
Thanks,
right.
Bob.
Thanks for coming by. The invisiblest of potions. Tell your friends.
thank you, Robert.
All right, let's head back and meet up for breakfast. I got my invisibility potions. in
Still
case we
regretting
need
the
to do
potion
some
seller
scouting.
thing. Should have done the potion seller.
You
Anyway.
you could retcon the potion voice. to
No,
a
it's
potion
too
voice.
late. I'm committed. We're back at the Pale Dragon. You guys meet up. There's Belgian waffles. It's the meal of the day.
Yum.
I mentioned that because I really want a Belgian waffle right now. So
Is there a lettuce option?
there is no lettuce served for breakfast. No, sorry. Also, if you only eat
So-
lettuce, I'm assuming that you spend the entire day eating nothing but lettuce because they're like 50 calories in a head of lettuce. And
I mean,
you're
he
a
is always
450
asking about
pound
lettuce,
turtle.
so-
So, in a world where everything is magic, surely my ability to process a modicum of lettuce is actually enhanced because it's a magical world. And that's what I'm saying. That's what happens.
Also, you could just eat food.
No, I'm lettuce.
He wants
Is there a breakfast
Needed
burrito
lettuce.
option at this inn?
Okay,
Because that's what I was
eventually Tink's gonna have to use magic because he's gonna get fucking scurvy.
How much vitamin C is in lettuce?
Very little. It has almost no nutrients at all.
No, but I have the ability to process lettuce
Yeah, you're
in a
just
way
casting lesser restoration on yourself all the time to get rid of your scurvy.
that could be one way of putting it.
There are 3.3 milligrams of vitamin C in a cup of lettuce.
Exactly,
Vitamin
but
C,
I process that
peppers.
10 to the power of.
Sure you do.
Apparently, watercress. is
Yeah, it's
more
a
nutrient-
total thing.
Uh-huh. Anyway, you guys have breakfast. There's no lettuce, so Tinks just pulls one out of his endless supply. I'm assuming your bag of holding is filled with one wheel of Roquefort, some gold, and then just like a field of lettuce. At some point, Tink
I'm
bought a
taking
wagon load
the
of lettuce.
gold back.
I mean, it's probably best in a bag
Yeah.
of holding because 250 gold is like, heavy, and you don't want to really carry that shit around.
I was gonna go turn that back into.
I will.
Okay, that's fine.
I
If you
will
want to
also-
convert it to the gems, you can actually do that at the bar. They'll color you up.
I'll take this
Okay.
opportunity to explain why the bag isn't also filled with the purloined alcohol.
Yeah, free booze.
Does he put it back? No, does
Yeah.
Bartas was putting it in. Tink put it back. So.
Right. Did you get all of them replaced before we
Anyway,
left?
what's the plan for the tower? You guys can argue over breakfast while you plan.
So I was
let's,
thinking, I
Tink's
would
giving
find
the place a
a nice
0 on
place.
Yelp. He's giving them a bad Yelp review because they don't have lettuce. But other than that,
No vegetarian
I would like to
option.
find a place to sit and observe the tower to see if anyone comes in or goes out. Perhaps Martinique could also find another location so we can cover from multiple angles to
Yeah.
get a feel for
how
what's
long
going
do you
on.
guys want to take to case the tower is really what we're looking at. It's more a function of time.
Like
I'll give you and Martinique, by the way, each a potion of invisibility to take with you.
It was only lasts for an
Just in
hour, by
case.
the way.
Yeah, I'm just handing you the potions. But just,
That's
just in
basically
case
just
you
if we get into trouble and we can't like outfight or outrun, then we just
Gotcha.
like, hide.
Okay, potion of invisibility is the Alamo. That's your escape plan. Got it.
Okay.
Yep.
So how long do you want to take to case the joint?
I was gonna spend like the better part of a day, and I was gonna disguise myself up to look like, not who I've been running around as.
Okay, well, to give you an idea of what
random
you're
like
looking at, so this might help you guys decide how long you want to take. The area we're going to is effectively a gated community. It is populated exclusively by Zenobians. There are no non-Zenobians. Think the villages in Florida, except for Zenobians instead of old people. So a bunch of rich Zenobians with like private manicured estates. And this is one of the larger, not the largest, but one of the larger properties. And purportedly Baron Donaldo owns the entire development. So this is his real estate entrepreneur, or his real estate enterprise is this. One of the towers, though, is where Everina lives. She lives in one of the nicer places in the Zenobian equivalent of the villages.
So my thought is that if we can just kind of blend in with like the staff.
There is no staff.
There's no
At
staff.
least there is no. Literally everyone who is allowed in this community is a Zenobian. There are signs. There's a fence. It's like a gated, like I said, gated community. On the gates, there are signs that say Zenobians only.
So we would have to disguise ourselves as Zenobians in order to go by without drawing a ton of attention to ourselves.
Correct. And also, even as a Zenobian, you would still likely probably draw some scrutiny because it's a big place, but there are not a lot of people there. So you would, like, they know each other.
And they've all been around a long ass time, so they all know who's there.
Exactly right, yeah. It's a very insular and xenophobic community.
Presumably, the undead or semi-dead or whatever state these guys exist in, they can recognize their own, right?
I mean,
and not just on a facial recognition.
Sort of. Zenobians tend to have a fairly distinct appearance, but that's, again, you live in a magical world, so some of them are known to alter their appearance slightly.
I have a hat of disguise, so...
So should we
Yeah, you have no problem, Bartatas. You can actually disguise yourself as a Zenobian, or if you just wait and look around a little bit outside, you can disguise yourself as one of the people who lives there if you want.
That's probably...
that's probably what I would do.
But I can't eat lettuce.
I mean,
well, they just
you
don't
can.
serve
You just
it
gotta
for
eat a lot of it.
That's all. It's not weird.
And also, this bar that isn't a turtle, this inn you're staying in, which does not cater exclusively or even particularly to turtles, does not serve lettuce for breakfast. And also, most turtles eat food. So even if it was a turtle bar when you went to, I'd like some lettuce, they'd be like, well, we don't serve that for breakfast, but we've got waffles.
You could probably get eggs or bacon or,
If you want strawberries, they'll bring you some of those, because those are a breakfast food. They have strawberries.
The accountant cleric that started this adventure has turned into a dentist psychopath.
Turtles love strawberries.
They do.
I feed my friend Michelle's turtle strawberries all the time. He likes strawberries.
Michelle, yeah, but turtles do love strawberries.
Anyway, we've digressed. So now that you've got an idea what the neighborhood is like, we'll assume you took an hour or two and went and sort of did a cursory examination. What's the plan, and how long do you want to spend executing the plan?
So my plan is to observe if there's any how people go in and out. If there's any security things that can be exploited, like
make
the
an Arcana roll
surveillance.
for me then. I should probably get some dice in order for you to do that, shouldn't I?
May I assist?
Yeah.
Making dice? No, you don't have permission. Sorry.
But maybe with the roll.
Are you there?
If I can discuss what I'm doing.
No, I think I'm probably the least, the most obvious character, so I'll definitely stay out.
Okay, so if you're not there, no, you can't either assist or...
I assume it's only Martinique and Bartatas who are going to go and run away if they get caught.
Yeah, can I assist Bartathos?
Do you have Arcana?
Not skilled. I'm just there. Be like, yeah.
Don't take my dice, yet.
Oh, sorry.
I'll take them. There you go. I mean, yeah, you can help if you want. You're hold on a minute. You guys go ahead and make your rolls. Pete also needs to make a roll.
So do I get an advantage for assist?
Yes.
So I have a 12 or... Yeah, so I have a 12.
You don't see any obvious physical security, but you feel a faint magical buzz in the area. You don't know what that necessarily means, but you don't... It's certainly out of the ordinary. Also, as you guys are cruising around, after about an hour, you see a Zenobian inside the gate who starts walking parallel to your path.
What are they?
Are you
like?
on the grounds or are you outside?
I think we're outside still. I don't think we've gone in.
Okay, so there is one Zenobian who is wearing armor and carrying a sword and shield, and he is walking pace around you. He's like walking, pacing inside the cage, looking out at you. He's very clearly staring at you.
How far away is he?
Probably 70, 80 feet.
Should we just
Okay.
kind of
Oh,
go back into town for a bit?
I mean, he's just walking there. He hasn't said anything, but he's very clearly giving you the stink eye.
We shouldn't draw attention to ourselves yet. We should probably just vamos.
You guys keep
We gotta-
walking, and after about a minute, he walks a little closer to the fence. He's like, "Can I help y'all? You seem lost. Like, you know, not in your sort of neighborhood. You know what I mean?"
Yeah, we're just tourists. Actually, we are lost. We're trying to get back to the town square, but
All right,
keep
then. Well, what y'all want to do is you want to turn that way and keep walking in the other direction. And he points away from the area and not
Oh, is
towards
that-
anything useful. He's basically saying you need to go away.
is that Martini's gonna play dumb a little bit? Is that the center of town?
Sure is. Straight back behind you. Do a 180 and just keep walking. You'll run right into it.
Oh, thanks so much.
He
That's
is
so
very
weird.
clearly lying.
Yeah, Marty's gonna just play dumb though and try to be unassuming, trying to
Okay.
fit the role of the stupid human.
Gotcha.
Come on, Barty, let's go.
okay.
All right, you guys walk back to the center of town, and that guy just stands there and watches you walk away.
I want to like turn down an alley at some point and just break line of sight so that we can chit
Okay,
chat.
that's fine.
Yeah.
You guys walk a couple hundred yards away and then turn down a side street.
I
Alright,
don't
what do
know what. So, the one guard is not necessarily a huge impediment, but I don't know if our disguises will only get us so far, and
Yeah.
invisibility to get in may not help because they may have some magical impediment that I can't really describe, but it's not something I'm familiar with, so we would need help from one of
Make an
our.
intelligence roll for me, Bartitas.
Okay. Oh well, it's a 1, so I obviously have no idea.
Okay,
You actually lost a
Welcome to the club.
continue. You were going to remember something, but you failed.
Yep.
So do you think you can disguise us as specific Zenobians that are, I mean, we've met a handful of them in...
What's your disguise skill like?
Oh, mine? I don't have any disguise.
Bartitas, you got disguise?
I mean, I have the hat of disguise.
So you can disguise yourself.
Oh, but you
Yeah,
can't
Isn't
disguise
there a
other
thing you
people?
can do?
The hat of
I
disguise
mean, but
casts disguise self on a person. Disguise spells is a spell, so that's what the hat of disguise does. Is it just lets you cast? But you have to be wearing the hat, so you just have the one hat.
Yeah, I'm always wearing the hat.
But as these guys are a rare cast, you'd also assume, considering that it's like magical, and that they'd detect if there was blood pumping through your heart. Like you'd be giving off some sort of signal that you were a living person rather than an
Detect
undead.
undead is a spell.
I mean,
Yeah, but
you also
wouldn't
do
that?
want-
But wouldn't that be exactly? Wouldn't that be working naturally for Zenobians?
If they're magic users, sure. Alternatively, you know, there are things like wards and stuff that you can cast on an area. So there are many sundry different varieties of protective spells. Could you create a spell effect that casts Detect Undead on something as large as the villages? Yes, absolutely. It might take a while to set up, but you could definitely do it.
No, it's more a case of how they're going to truly disguise themselves if they're planning to infiltrate a Zenobian stronghold.
Bardatos went and took a look at what he assumed were their area, and he was not able to make any determination of what magical defenses, if any, might exist. He just didn't see any.
Yeah, but they got picked up by a guard pretty
It felt
quickly.
kind of, yeah, that's sort of suspicious. One might think that maybe he just doesn't know.
Should Tink and I waltz over and see if we can figure anything out here with our
You tell me.
magical
What do you want to do?
knowledge? What do you think, Tink? You want to have a walk over and do some inspecting?
Do you have any lettuce in your pocket?
I mean, like 3 gold, you can buy a whole wagon full of
I'll buy a huge head of lettuce and just hand pieces of it to
He's
Tink
like
as we
one of
walk.
those vegans that doesn't actually go to vegan restaurants. They just
Yeah.
go somewhere and then ask for them to take everything out of the mail.
So you guys, so Biddy and Tink decide to go do a look-see over at the Zenobian Enclave as well. And on the way by, they stop by the Grand Bazaar and buy a bunch of lettuce, which Tink immediately starts shoving into his face at a furious pace to get the 2,000 calories he needs to maintain his body weight.
I don't believe you understand total nutrition.
Uh-huh. And anyway, you're furiously munching lettuce, and as you're walking around, I'm assuming the edges of the Zenobian Enclave, you guys walk around the edges, and for a while, sort of soon enough, a guy in armor wearing a sword who is clearly a Zenobian comes and says, "Can I help y'all? You look lost. Especially you
Yes,
there, Greenie. Far from home, ain't you? Does this
There
look
we
like
go.
a swamp to you?"
I was warned before this campaign even started that this world was extremely racist.
No, it's not. Just this guy.
You said
Well,
that.
this particular area.
I mean, this community is like Florida, so obviously, yeah.
Yeah. Anyway,
Yeah. Good morning, my good man. We're just out for our morning constitutional, having a stroll.
that's
Beautiful
lovely. Now, why
community
don't you constitutional along somewhere that's not here?
I suppose we will. Just walking down the road.
Is he on a horse, or does he
He is
have a
on
horse
foot.
near him?
He is not mounted. He's on foot.
How are his teeth?
You can't tell. He's kind of far away.
So it's the third question.
Have we been able to figure out anything about the nature of any
Make an
wards
Arcana roll,
or
Biddy.
Can I assist?
You can't assist, but you can make a roll. Well, you could assist, but it would be very obvious that you were fucking casing the joint. So your whole "we're just wandering past" story doesn't really. If you start taking magical notes and working on, you're just sort of making it casual.
16.
You can each roll individually though.
Yeah, 16 for me.
Yeah.
There are wards, Biddy. You can tell the area is warded, but you're not sure what kind of wards or any kind of specific triggers thereof. But there's definitely some kind of ward over this enclave, yeah.
Did you find anything, Tink?
Well, no, not with that roll. What about a general perception roll? Just like noticing stuff.
I mean, your passive perception is pretty good. So the grounds are nice and manicured. It just looks like a place where a bunch of racists maybe live, and they seem to be very, very motivated to make sure that it stays
People don't come in.
ethnically
Are there
pure, shall we
Donaldo
say?
2024 flags everywhere? Or anything?
There are many many of the people that you've seen coming out are actually wearing meta hats. So yeah.
I mean, we could also potentially talk to someone who knows how to sneak around and steal stuff.
So-
Like, would they
know
go
some
through the
people,
sewers? Yeah. How would
So-
they get into this area?
You know some people that could maybe do that.
Yeah. Good idea.
Okay, so you want to go talk to Bernice, Soul Setter?
Yeah, I'll go talk to Bernice.
All right,
I mean, I feel like I should go.
that's cool.
That's the
Okay, so Soul Setter and Bardatos go down. You guys climb down the same sewer you came down last time, and you wander around for a while, and eventually one of the other thieves is you see one of the halflings you've seen before. He's like, "You guys lost? Because are you looking for us? I assume you."
Yeah.
You've been wandering around down here for like an hour. We figured we'd just come get you.
Yeah, we're just here to get some information.
All right, follow me. You want to talk to Bernie? You're here to see Bernice or something?
I mean, I guess she's the contact we have. So
All right, come on, let's go. Then he takes you back and then leads you on a somewhat more direct path, and you're back at the familiar barricade that you've come across before. He goes over there and plops down in his chair next to the other halfling. He's like, "Bernice is in her office. You know where it's at."
okay,
Thank
Walk
you.
in,
And
go to the office.
Go in.
Okay, you knock on the door. Come on in.
Go in. Be like,
Hey,
hey,
boys, what are you doing? You got my thing? You got my thing. Cool. Make with the
No.
thing. Let's turn it
No.
over.
no, we don't.
Still no. Oh, God, you guys, come on. The time is
Hold
dragging on.
I-
Tick tock.
I
Time is
understand.
money.
Bernice, I may need some help from you folks to create a bit of a kerfuffle to help us break into Ivaritas and the island.
Yeah, definitely not going to
area.
do that, kid. Sorry, you had a look. That's a tough ask. There's some things I don't fuck around with. That's one of the things I don't fuck around with.
Yeah, well, so we're just maybe not asking for help per se, but we're looking for information on how one would get in there.
I
without
mean,
being
be a
noticed.
Zenobian who pays their dues, ideally. They give you a token if you're one of their members.
A token.
Yeah, that's
Does
how...
the token look like this? And I'm going to hold up the.
Oh, yeah, it
the
looks
room.
exactly like that. In fact, that one appears to belong to Ivarina. So, what are you doing here?
So would the token give us how do the tokens work?
I mean, if you have the token in your possession, it'll allow you access to the grounds. So, anybody who's carrying one. Like, how many people do you got to sneak in, and how many tokens have you got?
We have one token, and there's 5 of us.
Well, if you're trying to get 5 kids in on one token, that's going to be a tough ask. But, the system isn't super sensitive. So, like, if you all huddled up real close and moved as a group, might get you to the door. Personally, I'd say you probably try and get tokens, but those sons of bitches are real hard to forge.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what
If we were looking to forge one, who would you seek out?
I'd go talk to Cedric, but he lives in Notch, so that's probably not super practical.
It's more of an artificer thing than I guess.
I mean, Cedric is the greatest artificer who has ever lived. So
Yeah, there we go. Okay.
that's why I would
thought
go see him.
Aren't you highly skilled in forgery?
I mean, if you want me to make you a Fank banknote, I got a stack of them in the back. But as far as
This is more of a
forging magical
forgery.
stuff, that ain't really my forte, kid.
Yeah, I can forge documents and stuff, but I don't have.
Not magical. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well maybe we can have Bitter take a look at it, or
Again, like,
Okay,
good luck.
well, Bernice,
I know.
thank you for your time. And
Anytime. Again, I can't stress enough. The thing is still not in my office, so all the time you guys spend not bringing me the thing, I feel is time not well spent. Get back to work.
I mean, this is time spent bringing you the thing. We're just getting information.
Uh-huh. Yep, the thing is on my desk now? No, it's still not on my desk. Get out of here. Go get it.
Okay.
Bernice.
He's only interested in results.
Right. Yes.
Kind of expects people to just kind of go.
So
and
where?
do it.
So where?
Yeah, I mean, you'd think that the person
not.
who
Say again, Bartas.
Where's Notch?
So let me hold on a second. I will pull up the map. Let me find them. Hold on a second. I gotta get the link.
Because the prophecy says Cedric is going to love my bagpipe, so it may be worth going to see Cedric to get.
So you are roughly here. Notch is here.
Oh, that far.
Actually, sorry.
should-
That's actually wrong. Notch is in Hinsco. Notch is like roughly here.
Right by the
By this
wall?
Yes, but actually very close to where this sign is. Yes, by the wall. It is the town that is closest to the wall, and the town that is in charge of and overseeing defending the wall against the undead. So that's like 2,000 miles.
So we'd be taking on a real long term carriage.
To get there and back by the most efficient means would take you probably 2 months.
Right. And
What about the
I
broom?
don't think that kind of time.
I mean,
Broom
I'm
doesn't
assuming you would be
stay
traveling
long.
in a method faster than the flying broom. 2 months. Short of being teleported there, which is not out of the question, but is also pretty, very difficult. You need a pretty powerful wizard to do that. It's going to take you several months to get there and back.
Hmm.
And also, you need access to a wizard who has a magic circle in Notch, which
Right. To get teleported there directly and teleported back.
correct.
We can huddle together with this token. I think that's probably gonna do the trick for now with this.
Who knows how many more times the orb will change hands in the next 2 months.
Yeah. Well, if we need a wizard or someone to forge this anyway, we might be able to see. We may be able to find someone in town, but.
Well, I don't know if we even need to forge one. It sounds like if we huddle up close enough and just
We might be able to all squeak through.
Maybe we should test that before we go on it fully.
Yeah, maybe somebody should take a token, take an invisibility potion, run in and scout around, or something like that.
Yeah, I guess that could work.
Yeah.
Unless it sets off some ward that there's a non-Zenobian running around and that, Well,
isn't the whole idea of the token that it shuts down the wards? That's what I understood.
That's typically the way that those sort of tokens work. Is it's basically, think of it like a pass card. You're basically swiping into you're badging into your building at work, that sort of thing. It's a token that says I belong here.
That's not a bad idea. Maybe Bardathas disguised as a Zenobian could do a little scout around just so that we could with the token, just so that we can better formulate a plan of attack before we all try to squeak in.
Up to you.
Yeah, also,
you could. It's Manalia's token. You could disguise yourself as Manalia, right?
Or just take an invisibility potion. Lasts an hour. Just drink the potion, and you got an hour to look.
Or
around.
do that. That puts you on a time curve.
Also, were there any sewers or stuff that they noticed when they were wandering around?
We haven't been
into the Zenobian area.
Yeah.
Well, that's not really on your. Do you want to do some exploring? You've got some time.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm assuming you just take a little excursion to go try and Ocean's 11 style heist. There are sewers that service that part of the town, but there are iron grates over all of the sewers, and the grates themselves appear to be inscribed with some kind of mystic symbol. If you want to make an Arcana check, you can try and figure out what that is.
I'm really bad at that, but yeah, I'll give it a shot. 21 or something. Here.
They are very heavily enchanted with many deadly spells, and it seems like trying to get past or saw them or anything like that would be an extraordinarily dangerous prospect.
Okay.
I get turned into a bundle of crispy ash or electrocuted flesh kind of danger.
Seems like sneaky time might be a better.
So I think it might be time for me to just kind of disguise myself as one and just kind of stroll in like I own the place.
Okay.
Maybe you could pickpocket.
What's your plan for? What's your plan for going in then, Bardatos? If you're going to do a cruise through, what's your approach?
I was going to sort of kind of walk the street towards Everina's and kind of look around. Maybe
invisible or in disguise?
In disguise.
Should you do this at night instead, or do you want to do it?
I feel like doing it at night would be more suspicious.
How are you coming up with your disguise?
I was going to watch someone leave and then use their and then sort of look.
Okay, do an investigation roll for me. What'd you get?
13.
Okay. You don't know anybody particular. You don't have a specific target, but if you stand outside, you can see some Zenobians coming and going during You can tell they're basically in the morning time during commute hours. You see some Zenobians that are like in carriages and whatnot, going to probably their jobs, maybe.
Okay,
And you could disguise you're pretty sure you could disguise yourself as one of them.
perfect. So, yeah, that's gonna be the plan, unless anyone else has anything better to add. I was gonna do the walk up the street, bend down to tie my shoe type thing, just like the usual, and then keep walk, and then kind of just take a walk and try
Okay,
to
make
get
a
back up.
performance roll for me.
Do you have an invisibility, one of the potions with you, just in case?
I sure do.
Great.
Yeah,
Performance. I have a 21.
Okay, so you sort of loiter across the street at like a muffin cart at around commute time in the morning, and you're like picking up a muffin and being very nonchalant. And you see one of the Zenobians dressed in a robe who appears to have a bunch of books and a briefcase, and they're wandering off in the morning time. Looks like they're headed to work. You slip into a little alcove behind the muffin shop and disguise yourself with your hat of disguise as that guy. And then you proceed to go into the grounds, and you walk around, and nobody seems to really notice or object to your presence or even care.
Okay. Well, then I'm just gonna take a quick. I'm gonna do my my thief style scouting, see if there's any vantage points, entrances, exits, anything of note about Everina's.
So you're going to go to her house?
Yeah, I was gonna walk by and kind of just.
It is okay. So you walk by Everina's house. She lives on it's very unusual. Most of the places have shrubbery and elaborate lawns and topiary sculptures and all kinds of like fancy bullshit. Everina's is very different. It is it is just a flat lawn. Cut short. There are no ornaments, no decorations. The tower has no windows. It is simply an ivory spire that goes up. It is completely smooth. You don't even see a door.
Okay.
What do we know about Everina?
Almost nothing, because you've done no research on it. So,
Yeah.
she is Baron Donaldo's daughter. That's what you know. She has the orb. You have reason to suspect because Manalia told you that she took it, and she is kind of a bitch, according to Manalia.
We should do some research on that.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Do I happen to notice any like regular guard patrols, or have I noticed it seems to be something that comes up when someone that's not it.
You have not seen the presence of any staff. In fact, the fact that there are no servants and whatnot, it's the thing you would expect to see in a neighborhood this rich and fancy. For instance, the elaborately manicured lawns should require extraordinarily levels of maintenance. And you don't see anybody doing that. There's nobody with the lawnmower, nobody with the broom, nobody raking leaves, none of that. Everything is immaculate, and it seems to be that way even though nobody is doing anything to help maintain it.
Okay, well then I'm just going to kind of like continue my walk and just head back out.
Okay. You wander around until you get bored and then leave.
Okay,
how
so
close did you get to Everina's
this.
tower, by the way? Just how close are you willing to come to the tower, just out of curiosity?
Like maybe half a block, just kind of like on the street.
So along the edge of the property, like say on the sidewalk, but no closer?
Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so you wander around, then look at stuff, and then eventually get bored and leave. Nobody bothers you.
Great. So I'm just going to kind of fill everyone in on, okay, here's what the tower looks like. There's no help whatsoever.
Kind of weird.
Given that there's no obvious way in, we need to consult with someone to figure out what.
Make another intelligence roll for me, Bartatas.
Jesus Christ. 5.
Okay.
You didn't drink enough coffee this morning, Bartatas.
Yep, should have had a little caffeine. Okay.
Welcome to the club.
Bartatas is
But then
better
again,
than
I was killing stuff with the. I was getting all my good rolls for the Eldritch Bolt.
I mean, which was important and good.
Yeah.
Okay. You didn't remember something, but that's fine.
Should our crack legal team maybe try to hit the books a little bit to get some more info about Everina?
Emphasis on crack.
Tell me.
Yeah, I mean, I'm happy to.
I think
do
so.
research.
Okay.
Is
What
there
sort of
like a
stuff are you
building
looking for?
permits? Like, there have to
Building?
be
Yeah,
building permits.
there's an Office of Public Records, sure.
Perfect. I'm gonna go there.
Okay. What are you looking
Yeah,
for?
let's go and see if we can get anything.
I'm gonna see. I'm gonna look for any information I can find about the property. If there's like, because it would have to have. There would probably have to be some kind of plans on file for like a floor plan or.
Okay. So you guys head over to the Office of Public Records, and there's a very bored-looking clerk sitting behind the desk. She has a cigarette hanging out of her mouth and six empty coffee cups sitting on her desk when you walk in. She's like, kids, what do you need?
Excuse me, ma'am. We're just looking for some information on the property and I'll just provide the address of Everina's tower and see if we could get some information on the building codes and building permits associated with that.
Okay, here you go. And she reaches under her desk and pulls out a big book. Here's all the codes for buildings in the city of Zenobia. If you want particular property records for that address, it's aisle 24, rack 6, slot 4.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
She coughs up a loogie and spits it on the floor as you walk away.
Ugh,
And then immediately lights up another cigarette.
public health.
Yeah, the office is, by the way, it's smoky as fuck in here. Like, the office smells like an ashtray.
Gross.
This is the Minotaur.
Anyway,
Lover.
you guys check the slot, and when you get there, you pull out the documents. It has the address, and the entirety of the rest of the document is redacted.
Oh.
Do they have unredacted copies?
Do I know who would have the power to unredact something?
Arguably
Is it Zenobia,
Zenobia,
maybe?
but I mean, you could make appeals to the court to try and get unredacted records, but the public records are completely redacted.
Too complicated, probably. Take too long.
Not impossible, but yeah, it would be somewhat difficult. I mean, it would be stuff that would take time. You're basically filing a FOIA request at that point. So,
and also it would tip off, Everina potentially. I assume
they have to be notified before. Yeah, they would have to notify them that the request has been filed. Yes.
So you didn't see any hints as to how you could possibly get into the. There's no entry to the building or anything like that.
You just didn't remember it.
So what about that general Zenobia building codes? Is there anything useful in there?
I mean, there are structural codes like how wide a shower has to be, how far it has to be from the toilet, how wide hallways are required to be, what size a door can be, load-bearing limits, pretty much anything you would need to build a...
Are there codes about entryways, doors?
I mean, there are things that mandate how many how wide a door has to be, how strong it has to be structurally, how many there have to be per square foot, et cetera, et cetera. There are rules for all that, sure.
What about the visibility of doors?
Not specified in the rules.
All right.
So it's probably just hidden somehow.
The code is decidedly lacking in security information. Like, it's about buildings, not about building security.
Okay.
And Barthatos knows something but can't remember it.
Does anyone have a?
Well, the thing is some of the rest of you might remember it, except you weren't part of that conversation. So
we weren't part of what conversation?
the conversation where the critical piece of information was delivered. This is what happens when you have asides and then forget what other people have told you.
Oh, the rune.
Yeah, the aside.
The rune will get us onto the property, but after that, like she's gonna get notified.
It will get you in, yes. The rune seems to be somehow also a key, perhaps?
Oh, so it's a key. So presumably, then opening or approaching with the rune may present the door or something.
Possibly.
Well, I say let's recklessly just charge in and see what happens.
We've attempted
Bitterroot. So it has
definitely-
been lovely to see Bitterroot's development as a D&D player because he's following the path of every grizzled veteran. He's now reached the point where he realizes that screw it, set a town on fire. He's there now. He's realized sometimes you just say screw it, set the town on fire. That's a reference to Order of the Stick. Remind me after we're done, and I will post a link to that webcomic. But Biddy is very much channeling Belcar Bitterleaf at the moment. Screw it.
Screw it.
Trying to figure it out.
Who would we talk? Who would know something about Everina that we could talk to get
Like
like
as a
an idea
person?
of her, like, yeah, like
Well, I
like her
mean-
background, her like.
So
I
if
don't
you
wanna
go
go
to
back
the
there.
Apparently, she's a wizard. So,
if you go to the
like,
public
it's probably-
library, you can get some like gossip rag sort of National Enquirer stuff about it. Because as Donaldo's daughter, she gets covered by the local press with relative frequency. So,
Okay.
what kind of
Then I
stuff
think
do you
that's
want to
probably-
know? And then I can sort of fill you in.
Yeah. I mean, she said. Manalia said something about her house is a labyrinth with confusing ways in and out, and
None of the people in the press have ever interviewed her in her home. She's always interviewed elsewhere. So there's not really anything about her house at all.
is there anything about her magical skills or
She is
any
a
abilities?
wizard, and she is known to be someone who specializes in illusion magic. She is an illusionist. Is what
Okay,
you
so-
suspect. She is.
So she's something.
She frequently appears in like highly elaborate clothing that could only be achieved with magical aid. So she's a bit of a fashionista. They're constantly covering, oh, look at the new Everina's new magical frock designed by Caldera and Cauldron, and then it's like she goes out in a flaming dress that's very reminiscent of, say, like the Hunger Games kind of thing.
What about-
Can I just make a check to see if Everina is stylish, or she just thinks she's stylish?
She's super stylish, but
Okay.
because she pays people to make her that way.
Got it.
She has
What about
staffs of people who handle her makeuping and wardrobe and whatnot.
what about her relationship with Donaldo? What's in the press about
Whenever
that?
they're seen together in public, they're always the very spitting image of the happy father and daughter.
Ah.
But there are subtle seamier rumors that maybe Everina isn't exactly what she appears to be on the outside as an illusionist, because there are like trash talk about, expose with Everina's former assistant reveals illicit sexual affair between Donaldo and Everina. There's all kinds of like potentially slanderous and spectacular claims and whatnot of disgruntled former employees and stuff like that. So,
Ooh, does it name any of the former disgruntled employees?
so they're usually listed anonymously. The ones who have come forward have since either left the town of Zenobia or simply disappeared.
Okay.
That was a good angle, though.
Good idea. But yeah, so if you do some investigation into that, you're going to find that mysteriously none of those people still seem to be available for additional interviews or conversation or at all.
Or alive.
Or alive.
So if I wanted to investigate these seedier rumors further, is there what's the equivalent of one of those dumbass conspiracy boards? I want to see if like it might be garbage.
It's a
but
literal
it
bulletin
could be
board.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna go to the bulletin board and see.
Okay, you go to some of the
yeah.
weirder sort of social clubs around the town of Zenobia and start reading their crazy bulletin boards. And if you remember the sandwich board guy who was yelling at you guys outside of
Yeah.
what was it, McStevenson's Deli?
Yep.
Yeah, it's pretty much all that again.
Okay. Sandwich
The
board
world
guy.
is falling. Everyone is secretly a lizard man from Watika. The lizards have infiltrated Zenobian culture. They're extracting delicious dwarven adrenochrome, that sort of stuff. Dwarves are widely known for being the best sources of adrenochrome, so they produce the most potent adrenochrome. And Zenobia didn't actually invent any magical process to keep people from dying. It's just they're drinking dwarven adrenochrome. There's a secret cadre of people who are smuggling dwarves into and out of Zenobia so that they can murder and eat them. That kind of stuff.
Okay, so one other idea I have is if there's like a rally or a meetup for these meta idiots, let's I feel like crashing one of those to see if any random people.
So since Pew Pew and Fangs have disappeared, those have been not happening.
Oh yeah, remember we at the weapons shop we were like, "How's it going?" And she was like, "Actually, it's been really slow. None of the MAGA people have been buying anything."
Yeah, since the disappearance of Pew Pew, the proclivity for rallying in large public meetings has been somewhat subdued, simply because Pew Pew was the guy that hosted most of them. So.
Okay, is there anything else like that I can find either on the boards or in like the kind of like local press about Donaldo that would be interesting or relevant or pertinent that could help?
Mostly it's just him making wild claims about how completely unfit to rule Zenobia is and how it's time for the popular people to rise up and cast off the oppressive shackles of the global elite who have been dominating and taking advantage of them for centuries. And since they won't ever die, we'll probably never stop dominating and taking advantage of them for the next few centuries as well. He plans to try and run for the mayor of Zenobia in the next election, which is about 3 months. The mayor of Zenobia is mostly, as far as you guys are familiar with, the mayor of Zenobia is mostly a ceremonial position because Zenobia herself is sort of an absolute monarch. But not really. Like, there's a parliament, and most of the day-to-day law stuff is handled by the actual elected officials. But also, Zenobia is free to override their whims whenever she says so, because they're kind of obligated to listen to her.
So she's kind of like the queen.
Sort of, except if the queen was more... The current queen pays attention and she has no real power. This would be a queen who actually has power, but doesn't seem interested or motivated to wield it.
The queen has power to override stuff. She just doesn't, because it would mean that people would then immediately take her out of power.
Sort of like that, except in a much greater capacity without the threat of being removed from power.
Yeah.
So it'd be
like she can actually do stuff and it's not a big deal, but...
Yeah. The Zenobia is technically the... Well, she's not technically the queen because they don't really have a queen, but she is... She's an autocrat. Like, she runs... She's in charge of everything. All this stuff is... But she just doesn't seem to be... She doesn't seem to give a shit. He's like, yeah, elect a mayor and, like, the day-to-day stuff. He can determine how wide a doorway should be.
Being crazy and looking at the future to bother with the minutia.
Maybe, or maybe she's busy with something more interesting than what law says how wide a door should be.
Yeah.
Well, I
think whereas Donaldo is super interested in that kind of stuff. In fact, recently gave a speech about the volume of water flowing through toilets. Seems weirdly interested in toilet velocity.
Can we get a message to Zenobia to see if we can get the documents unredacted? I feel like
you send a message to the tower, and the response comes back from Jennifer that says, "We already deciphered the documents in another different timeline, and you didn't help. I'm not doing it again because we already did it twice."
That's great.
Well, at least now we know that it wouldn't help.
She's like, trust me.
Otherwise, I was going to be like, we're going to make our lawyers earn their keep and start filing FOIAs.
In fact, that note shows up before you send it.
Oh, that's great.
So you get the reply. You're going out to drop that note off to a servant or a courier to take it over to the tower, and as you're doing that, another servant runs up and says, "Here you go. This is for you." And it's a reply to the note you haven't sent yet.
Awesome. Okay.
And it says, "We already tried this twice. It doesn't work. Stop bothering us."
Even though we hadn't set the note yet on this timeline. That's cool.
Okay. I say we look. I mean, we can't. We know we got the token. We know the token gets us inside. Like, let's just huddle up and walk to the building.
Wait for it to be a bit darker. And
I feel like we should do that part at night because the huddle of people tromping through the streets is definitely going to draw attention.
We could all just drink potions of invisibility. They're only 100 gold apiece.
Yeah, that might set off a different kind of ward, though. Like
5 people huddled up. Well, okay, just from your guys' walking past, you know that if the 5 of you just huddle close and are visible, not sneaking, just open, that like you're definitely going to get attention.
Yeah, people are going to be.
yeah, like that's just weird.
That's going to provoke a response without a doubt.
Yeah,
They'll
see us, but they'll see us at night too. Let's just drink some potions. You know,
Well, it's also like how close do we have to huddle for it to?
You have to be touching each other.
Okay.
Also,
I mean,
Well, you all have to be touching somebody who is touching the token. So, like in direct physical contact with.
So
it's basically one of us.
I have it on my person, so everyone would have to be touching me or touching someone that's
Hands on Barditas, yeah. Hell yeah.
So
This has been his plan the whole time. He just wants you guys to touch him. That's right. Touch the
well, only one of us will be touching him.
Get
Right?
together and touch
No, all of us. We have to touch the person who's holding the token.
Touch the Barditas. Put your hands on me.
Oh yes, I love it when you get your hands under my, my frumpled shirt there, and you can rub, I got the 3 white hairs on my chest. You can
I'm not
just,
sure I want to
twirl
touch
them
him
around your
anymore.
finger.
Tweak the nipples.
You start doing that in the
yeah,
walk, I'm
maybe.
just going to let go, and then we'll just have to roll initiative.
All right, so is that the plan then? Go invisible and huddle up?
No.
Don't think it's a good plan.
I mean, what's the better plan? I guess.
I'm not here to suggest the plan. You tell me what the plan is, and I tell you what happens. That's how this arrangement works.
I meant. Silk,
what's our time frame? Are we locked down to get something
You've been
done?
like 3 days so far doing various and sundry investigations and visitations and whatnot. This has taken about 3 days.
Yeah, but do we have to have this done by a certain date?
Well, on the 3rd day in the afternoon, you got a note from Bernice that says, "You got my thing yet?" Question mark. Frowny face.
let's just we need
Let's
time
just burn
to
the
do
whole
this.
town down.
Yeah, no. I'm not Psycho Turtle.
I want to respond to her note and just be like, if you had helped, with a smiley face.
Yeah, that's.
So you get a reply back that says, "You already got the thing. What the hell are you waiting for?"
I think we more time spent in reconnaissance will not be wasted.
Well, we've already
do
reconned
you
as much
have
as we
another
can.
idea for an avenue of investigation? Because I've run out of ideas.
So what are we going to learn from more recon? We've done all the recon we can do. Let's just all buy. It's 100 gold apiece. Just buy a potion of invisibility, drink it, waltz into the tower, and see what happens.
My concern with the potions is that
Biddy's got his torch in hand and he's staring at the tent. I love it.
yeah, I know. My concern is just that if we're all invisibled up, like I don't want to set off a different kind of ward that will alert us to like their presence. Like I feel like there would be a security system that'd be like, oh yeah, like is there any kind of detect invisibility?
Detect
ward?
invisibility is a 2nd level spell.
Yeah, exactly. So like that's my concern with the invisibility.
Well, that would be fine if they were all
have to
2nd
cast any
level as
spell.
well, right?
No,
We're gonna have to
if we're
sneak.
visible, they can detect us with their eyes. If we're invisible, then maybe there's a spell that detects us. But I mean, what else can we do, right? I mean,
we could be sneaky and
let's sneak in.
skulk around at night.
I agree.
Hang on.
I mean, you can do both. You can be invisible and also sneak. In fact, you're sort of obligated to, because invisibility doesn't make you silent.
Oh, right. I'm the only one with silent boots.
No, I have silent boots too.
Oh, okay. That's good.
Did I see where that guard came from?
You did not.
Earlier?
Nope.
Okay.
He just sort of seemed to be not there, and then in a minute he was there.
we could also just.
You did not see him approach. But also, it could have just been that maybe he's stealthy. You don't know. You didn't notice him walking.
Well, so I was curious if there was a way I could go up disguised as a Zenobian with the thing and be like I need more of these made, and see if I can get some more of those runes made.
It would be like asking for copies to the keys to your house. I mean, you can try it. You're welcome to try that. That may not be the best idea, but if you want to do that, you can.
Yeah, if they don't believe you, they might just take the token and not get it back.
It would be a little suspicious to walk up to a security guard for your place and say, "Hey, I need 5 copies of the key to my house."
I mean, I've done that.
Well, the only other thing I can think of is we do some research and see if we can find someone that can clone these. Because I feel like trying to string together invisible with one thing is gonna.
So you got based on what the feedback that you got from Bernice, you feel like getting copies of them is extraordinarily difficult.
And in that case, it's going to be expensive.
Look, let's just potion it up. If we get detected, we'll just try to use suggestion or something on the guards to, make them leave us alone.
Yeah.
We'll just run into the tower and then see what we can do. I mean, what else can we do? Like, I think we've done all the research we can do, and we obviously have to get into the tower. Unless we're just going to go a different route and not try to get into.
Is there any magic items that would help us deal with an illusionist if we have to confront Everina?
True seeing is super useful. There are goggles of true seeing.
I'd go see if I can buy some of those.
You can't afford them.
They're very expensive. Like, I didn't realize that we've spent 3 days doing this, so now I feel like it's a bit of a rush.
One of the days we were bar fighting, and another day we were.
My point was that
you've gone to the Office of Public Records. You went down to see Bernice. You've been digging around in the sewers, wandering around. You wandered around town for a couple days, just wandering past the place.
So, does it say in any of the documents, like the public records or like the news mags, if she has if she's had a falling out with a friend or anything like that?
There's quite a bit of that sort of salacious gossip. The thing is all of the friends and whatnot with whom she's had falling outs, they ain't around. Like their absence is not both noted and suspiciously noted. But nobody is willing to come out and make any direct accusations because everybody who does disappears.
I have a suggestion, namely that we could pretend to be interviewers. We could request an interview for a flashy gossip mag, and then be respective sort of makeup artists and or sundry personages around the interviewer. In order to gain access, because the secrecy, the invisibility thing, that's not going to work. That's going to just blow up in our faces big time.
I mean,
but for us to get access close to her quickly enough, when the inevitable initiative roll happens, we're there. We're not having to fight several layers of guards and fuck knows who else on the way up. So I would suggest that's my suggestion. The other thing is the idea was that the longer we spent reconnoitering the place, the more information we will get. Whether it's the grocery guy turns up or the milkman turns up and he's the only guy who gets access, all those sorts of things. 3 days is not enough.
Can we set up like a fake journalism outfit or something?
I mean, yes, that's going to be something that would take a while because you're going to have to publish stuff at some point to get a name and get noticed. I mean, you can. You have the resources where if you want to start a salacious National Enquirer style news magazine, you could, but you're going to have to actually do that. That's going to take.
Of course,
a while.
so all communication is instantaneous across the entire planet. Is that right?
No.
No.
Okay, so fine. So if we choose on the other continent some magazine that we know of, we could pretend to be representatives from there. We can forge the appropriate documents and gain access via that way.
Absolutely.
Because they're not going to find out quickly enough.
You could definitely try and pull off that plan, but that's going to take a couple weeks.
Sounds overcomplicated.
You can definitely do that. That's a good plan. That has a very high likelihood of working.
That's a very interesting idea.
I have a forgery kit, and I'm kind of tired of us running into stuff unprepared.
The running in thing is not working for us. Definitely not, and we're not strong enough to raid this joint.
That's an excellent plan. It's just that's going to take a while. And also, it's not that there's no instantaneous communication, just to throw that out there. It's not common, but it also does exist, yes. Sending is a spell.
I imagine that it does.
And not an especially high-level one. Like, for instance, you could cast Sending.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't be impossible for somebody to check your bona fides if you're like, hey, we're from the Dragonmyrth Inquirer here to do an interview with the powerful Ronaldo family. If they might, if you had good documents, the people on the ground might suspect, but also anybody who does any kind of background checking on that could contact that organization and find out if it's legit. So,
but if we had good documents, maybe we could buy ourselves a little time.
Maybe.
Before they check.
But again, you'd need a while to set that up because you're gonna have to take a while to do some research and figure out what magazine it would be, who you should be pretending to be, then forge credentials and papers that says you are that person. So that's a good plan. It's just a time-consuming one.
No, but so that was my first initial question: is what time frame are we on? Other than Bernice going, "Where's the orb?" You know.
Well, in the last 2 weeks, for example, the orb has changed hands 4 times.
Yeah, so technically we don't have like a drop dead deadline. It's just that it's.
You got the sense from Manalia that, or like, it's sort of an exigent matter.
We're gonna lose the orb if we don't hurry. I mean, whatever we do, we need to get in there in the next day or two.
She told you that Everina was having trouble using the thing herself, but she was actively looking for people that could maybe do it.
So we can monitor people who are going in and out of the compound, no?
Not
I
really.
think we. I mean,
Because
they could teleport in. They could.
Right, like it's basically only Bardathos disguised as a Zenobian is the one who can like pass, for any length of time.
Yeah, you don't really have a way to effectively surveil the tower itself, and also even if you did, that wouldn't necessarily mean nobody could get in or out of there.
Right, there's
magic.
You know.
Yeah.
Magic.
Teleport is a spell.
Yeah. It
nothing ventured, nothing gained. Let's.
No, it's an excellent idea. If you had more time, that's a really, really good idea. It's just sort of impractical given your time constraints.
Once we get in there, we're gonna have to separate. Like we can't touch each other the whole time.
Well, once we're in, it doesn't matter anyway. Once we're into the building, she said it doesn't help. This is just to get us in, and then we're gonna have to fight our way up or sneak our way up.
Oh my god, that's.
But I mean, we don't have any other choices.
There's traps everywhere, and
we don't know any of that. So
no, Melania told you the inside of the tower is super dangerous.
It's
reportedly filled with illusions and deadly traps. Yeah.
I mean, we have a rogue.
Yeah, we do have a rogue. I can't help with the illusions, but I can help with the traps.
We should probably have someone learn detect magic, detect trap, or something, so we can figure out something that's.
I mean, you said she's looking for people who know how to use the ball.
Could we pretend to be people that can help her with the crystal to get in?
Can you?
Like, contact her and be like, "Hey, so we've heard through the grapevine that you need help with this, and we are."
That's sort of your journalist plan, but in a different direction. So
no, but and with actually on that, we could possibly say, "Oh, we hear you've had problems with one of your pit traps," and we sort of get in there, and we'll come in as sort of blue collar dudes. We're trap repairers.
Tink is the death trap repairman. That's his plan. Hey man, we had a death trap.
A mouth is a death trap of bacteria. Believe me.
Tink walks in. He's like, "Hey, you know me. I'm just here to shop in the punji steaks in your tiger trap. I got my work order right here."
Why not?
Well, we don't know that that's a problem that exists in the tower. We know that
neither do they. Neither will most of the people. Look at the
best thing is that's as good as any of the other plans you've come up with, and I love it.
Tink's tiger trap. He would probably give that one a higher chance.
He's good. That one is surprisingly good.
All right, why don't I go buy a detect magic scroll? Give me 2 hours to scribe it down. It's only first level. Then I'll be able to cast that to get around those traps. We have our rogue to get us around.
Detect magic does not dispel illusions.
It just lets you know what is there.
It doesn't dispel it, but I can find it. I mean, I guess I could. I also bought the dispel magic scroll. I just haven't.
I mean, I have detect magic, and I always know that one.
Detect magic doesn't help you determine if something is or is not an illusion. There's a different spell for that. It's True Seeing.
True Sight. Okay. Well,
I mean, should we go in as trap repair team? Like, we're kind of scraggly. That probably is a better cover story than we're super fancy, high magic users.
Well, I think the trap repair team is going to be local, so that should be okay. But it's going to be a very temporary thing. I mean, we're looking at
We sold our cloak
in
of eyes.
and
I think
out.
that gave
What's
true
gonna
seeing.
what
We
is
could
it
buy
going to
another
be?
cloak of eyes.
But if it can get us into the thing without us having to like do the sneaky shuffle while holding tailcoats, then that might be a better way of getting us in.
Oh, totally. That's just
Why
a
don't we think
whack
that would work? I mean,
option.
we know that it doesn't set off any of the wards if we have that token. And we're
That's
touching it.
but that way we get out. I would say is that we use that not on the way in. I think we bluff our way in and we use the magic to get our way out.
Bold of you to assume we're getting out.
Trail of door behind us on our way out, so I'm not sure how well that'll work.
You guys, I love the way you play it. It's so good.
Bold of you to assume we're making it out.
It's so good.
Doesn't that make more sense? I mean, we've got the magic. We use it when we need it. If we can bluff our way in. If we can't, then we get escorted out.
Chad
and
is actually
we
correct about detect magic. Chad is 100% right, and it tells you the school and the level of the spell. But you still have to know that something is an illusion before you can use detect magic on it. Like if you believe
so we need true
detecting
sight,
magic
yeah.
doesn't do any good.
True seeing the spell is like 6th level, so we can't do
And it
that.
automatically
But
true seeing would automatically pierce an illusion. When you see an illusion with true
The
seeing,
cloak
you know
we
that it's an
had
illusion.
would have allowed us to do that, but we sold it.
The robe of eyes
cloak
did
of
have the
eyes.
true sight ability. Yeah.
We could try to buy one of those
And
back.
you wanted to get
It's not gonna work. It's gonna be double the price that you sold it for.
Also only applies to one person as well. So
Yeah, but I mean, it might be helpful to have someone with it.
this is all very much 2 steps forward,
like
1
the-
step back sort of thing. We I don't know if we're going to get in. I think the magic should help us on the way out, not in an emergency situation, not just as a bluff on the way in. Because once we get in, then it's all on. But if we bluff our way in and it works, then we've got a certain level of time.
Theoretically, all the bodies,
what hits the what.
theoretically, all the bodies inside the tower, if we manage to get ourselves back out of the tower, and then we do pop our invisibility potions, and we have, and we, or whatever it is, and scurry out, wouldn't necessarily alert the guards around the village if we have wreaked havoc inside the tower, because the tower is like its own separate security.
Well, we have contracts to do this. I don't think we need to worry about getting in trouble.
No, well, I think we do, but I think to a certain extent, with whom do we get in trouble? With
We won't get in legal trouble, it seems like, based on the way Pete's been explaining this. Like, we have
exactly.
contracts.
There will be robbing somebody always has repercussions, but the way you're operating under it is think of yourself as like a repo man. You're going to steal a car.
Precisely. And so
you're going to steal a car.
And what do they do? What do
they'll
they
be like,
do?
hey, you stole my car. And you're like, well, yeah, I did steal your car, but also I have this piece of paper that lets me do that.
Precisely. So
when you're a repo man, you don't get to murder people in the process of taking their car. You don't get a key.
That is not my intention. The point is that we get access. We get into the building, right? And even if we do that under deception, that's still legal, right? Based on
it's legal for you to break in too. Again, you're a repo.
But we
man.
can't break in. We're not good enough.
Well,
not all.
Assuming that you're not good enough, you haven't even tried yet. Tinks is fucking defeatist.
What?
There's no way we can break into this house that we have the key to.
I'm a portal.
Tink has such a low estimation.
I weigh 450 pounds.
His own abilities.
Tink
is like, as a thief, I can't break into a house that I have a key to.
So just spitballing, how much would it cost to buy either a potion or a scroll of true seeing?
A 6th level spell is a very rare item. 25,000 gold.
Yeah.
Okay.
What?
Shit.
Jesus. Can you forge a check?
I mean,
That
yes.
probably will get us in legal
Yes.
trouble.
Partatos definitely can do that.
Yeah.
Well, we might, for this to work, we
Just so you know,
we-
your
along
contract
those lines.
does not authorize you to commit fraud.
Yeah.
Hey, this contract says I can commit bank fraud.
Deviancy, theft, B&E,
You're not
everything
thieving,
else.
you're
Fine, no
recovering
problem.
an object that is illicitly owned. That's different.
Can I forge a Adventurers Guild contract that says I can do fraud?
Yeah, you've seen tons of Adventurers Guild contracts. You could absolutely forge a contract that says you can do fraud. It's just nobody's going to buy it.
Damn.
I can write bad checks. The Adventurers Guild said so. They're going to be like, no, you can't do that.
Can I just ask, if it's for the GM, as a definition,
Benny can write a contract that says he gets to commit fraud too, but when anybody presents that to anybody, they're going to be like, no? I feel like no.
Is this brains trust or brainstorming? How would you define that as a GM?
I feel like no. I don't know, Benny, do you ever write a contract to Deloitte and Touche that just says you are allowed to access all their bank accounts?
Yeah, that probably wouldn't be considered appropriate.
I'm guessing they would probably not allow that to happen, yeah.
They wouldn't like that.
Yeah.
Look, I mean, guys, I think we should just barge in there, but if you guys don't want to do that, let's do something else. But I mean, I think we've literally been spending like 45 minutes of real world time just talking about what we're going to do. Like, let's just
look
do something.
better than what we did a week ago,
is part
right?
of the fun.
Then I think what we need to do is make sure we've got whatever like potions and stuff we might need, because this may be a kind of pain in the ass encounter. It's real challenging.
Stocking up on healing potions and stuff is a good idea.
Oh yeah,
Always a good idea.
Let's do that for sure. How much do healing potions cost?
Depends on how much you want them to heal.
I think I'm going to be
the cure wounds
with
equivalent is like a regular potion of healing is, I think, a D8 plus 4 hit point restoration, and it's 50 gold. There's one that's 2D8 plus, I want to say 2D8 plus 8. I don't know. It's a potion of healing, potion of greater healing, potion of supreme healing. They're in the book. You can look them up.
Okay, so yeah, regular healing is 2d4 plus 2, 4d4 plus 2, 8d4 plus 8.
There you go.
And then 10d4 plus 20.
Can I, if
they're level 6,
if we're going to go in gangbusters, is that what we're going to do?
I don't know. You guys have come up with 25 different plans.
Well, I'm trying to narrow it down. I mean,
I kind of like the trap repair team plan. I'm entertained by that one.
I like thinking of how that would break out.
Like,
trap repair crew, we're here to set up the pit trap. We had the tiger got loose. We got to put it in.
We had a report.
That's what I want. I want you guys to do that so much. I want 5 guys in work outfits with a tiger on a chain to walk in and be like, tiger pit repair trap here. We got to fix the tiger.
So wait, Bardathas could forge a work order.
I love that so much.
We could pretend
Please
to be
do that with the tiger
company from the Yellow Pages. We got a copy of the Yellow Pages.
And I have a major illusion, so I could also just make a tiger on a chain that we walk with.
You could also just go get an actual tiger.
A tiger?
Don't you have a ring of animal friendship, Bardathas? Yeah, Bardathas could actually just go buy a tiger.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Maybe that'll work out for us.
Tiger Pit Repairman is the best. That's the best stupid plan a team of adventurers has ever come up with. Tiger Pit Repair, we gotta fix your tiger.
Yeah, you're gonna faulty tiger on level 3.
I don't remember having a tiger pit. Yeah, there's one now.
Well, what the hell do you think this is?
Look, lady, we got a union contract here that says you're getting a tiger pit.
That's the best stupid plan any adventuring team has come up with.
I feel like it deserves a shot.
It's definitely not gonna work, but it's still amazing.
But the meme.
The memes, though.
How much does a tiger cost?
Tiger would not be supremely expensive, actually. They have gold piece cost for animals. Let me see if I can find one. Hold on.
God. I feel like we should do this.
I say we get a tiger. I like this idea.
I like it too.
Surprisingly, not that expensive. 250 gold to buy an adult
We
tiger.
can totally afford a tiger.
I'll cover that.
This is genuinely
I
the
can
plan
almost
you're
afford
going to
one
go
with
Tiger
what I
Pit
stole
Repair is actually what you're going to do.
Body Made.
Actually, I'll buy that.
Okay, so you're gonna use the gold you stole from the body maid to buy an adult tiger.
This is turning into The Hangover. We're all going to be going, where the fuck are we? What the hell happened last night?
I feel like Pete's like kind of trying to egg us on because he really wants to see how.
No, I love the stupidity of this idea.
I love it too. Like, come on.
I would definitely counter indicate this as a good idea, but it's also just it's wonderfully stupid is the best way I can describe it.
But like maybe that's really the way it.
There's
like,
wonderfully stupid still has a chance to work. It's just a lower chance.
Well, why would Zenobia get a bunch of idiots like us to go do her shit if not for like the tiger plan?
She does know things you don't know.
Well, I think we're on to a good thing because I haven't heard Petrov laugh this much since Clock Tower and I won PUBG together.
All right. Well, what are is Plan Tiger a go then? Is that what we're actually going to execute?
I'm going to vote no, but
oh yeah,
please.
Thumbs down on Plan
suggest
Tiger.
Another plan. I'm all in.
Look, we could keep a low profile with a potion of invisibility, or we could just get a tiger and keep an even lower profile.
I like Tiger Plan.
I love that.
How
Tiger is like it's like Hitman where you run around with the cleaver chopping people, and they're like, "There's a madman loose." You're like, "I don't know who's doing that."
This is what I don't understand. Is that this is what I would like.
Oh, bring a vote. Let's have a general vote consensus.
Listen,
What's the votes on the plan?
This is what I want a concrete response to. What time frame are we on? Because if the tiger trap repair guy routine doesn't work,
then we die.
We use the invisibility potions to exunt, right?
Then we Listen. Look, we're bringing
if the plan fails, we just turn the tiger loose.
Turn the tiger loose, exactly. Pop our invisibility potions and then go to Plan A.
How can you guys not be on board with Plan Tiger? It's the ultimate backup plan.
You're assuming that the tiger won't immediately jump on one of us.
Well, Bartatos has a ring of animal friendship, so that probably won't happen. It will be a friendly tiger.
The idea was that if we were in there, even
like
with
the way
tiger friendly or not,
the colonel plans the correct way. Spend 10 seconds on the plan, and then spend 10 hours on contingencies for when it fails.
Exactly, it's fine.
It's gonna fail.
Spend none of your time on the plan and all of your time on contingencies.
I'm sorry if I'm sorry for being so pedantic, but after the tooth monster. Pete preventing me from taking a sample that was actually really crucial in our fucking court case, I'm going to argue the shit out of this. So if we get in there, we can reconnoiter, I should say, excuse me, and if it fails, we use the invisibility potions and then we get out and we can come back. What's the time frame? It doesn't matter.
Nobody heightens security or changes a lock after somebody tries to break in.
The time frame is as quick as possible because we don't know when the orb is gonna move. But
correct.
Who knows what
you don't have a stock time frame. Bernice has not said you bring me this orb by Tuesday or I break your knees. It's just
but if we don't,
you know where it is now, and the longer you wait, the less likely it is for that to go. So you're not on a specific time frame. It's just the longer you wait, the less likely you know where the object is. You know where it's at now, but that's no guarantee it's going to stay there.
If we were sitting around...
Also, your other time limiter is, what if she finds somebody who can use it and succeeds in her plan?
Right.
We're noodling this out. Exactly. So we understand who might be that person. Or who might be the next person who it could be moved on to.
Why would someone have a tiger out in the open if they were doing something suspicious?
Right, that's what I'm saying. It's so balls to the wall that like the confidence level of this plan is like, well, they have a tiger,
the balls on this plan.
The balls on this plan are amazing.
They wouldn't think someone would be stupid enough to do this if it
bring a tiger. Exactly. So listen. We get
so stupid it can't fail.
We major illusion like a cart full of tools or whatever, or we just get a cart.
This plan is too stupid to fail.
Forge a work order and just fucking go in. Like we have our invisibility potions as a contingency plan, if we really get caught, we let the tiger loose, we pop our invisibility potions, and we run into the
I
tower.
love this plan. It's too stupid to fail.
It's too
Oh, a good
stupid.
question from chat. Does the city allow for non-domestic pets? Like
Absolutely,
when I get,
yes. The exotic pets. Many Zenobians have exotic pets. In fact, they sort of. It's kind of a status symbol for somebody to have a more exotic pet than their neighbor. It's not at all unusual.
Well, okay. What's more exotic than a turtle?
A coatl.
Oh.
Pretty exotic.
In which case,
A mind flayer. That's an
exotic
exotic pet.
mass calm because we're all getting very excited.
Well, actually, a
Let's
mind
not
flayer is more
lose,
like a slave, but
I'm not sure. Yeah, Mind Flayer would be a pet.
it'd be more like a slave. But
It-
there's
it-
Zenobians who keep mind flayers, probably.
Well, let's
decadent.
let's all take a deep breath because I think we're all getting a bit excited. First of all, I don't know how this turned into a tiger trap business.
It
I
was
was
your
thinking
idea.
of a floor. I was
I
thinking
love
of a
that you
floor
assume
trap,
she has a tiger.
not replacing a tiger at the bottom of a
We
floor
heard there's
trap.
tiger traps in here. We heard
I
this
was
place
just- I
has
was
traps
thinking
and
more of a
illusions. Well,
mechanism
definitely
that
one of them is a
wasn't
pit with a
working,
tiger.
or something like that. You know,
I mean, who's gonna trap their house and not put a tiger pit in? That's just silly.
I think
yeah.
I think it's time to take a vote. I think we've been canoodling for a while, so let's vote yay or nay on Tiger Plan and go on from there. All in favor of Tiger Plan, say aye.
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 All right, let's do this.
All right, the eyes.
Three
have it.
ayes?
Let's do it. Let's all buy some invisibility
party
potions so
majority.
we're set on that.
Yeah, I think I
Figure it out.
think for us to for the inevitable escape before we get into level 3.
Okay,
we,
so
we need the
just
invisibility.
so Pete makes certain that he understands the plan. This is the
Uh-oh.
plan. You guys are gonna go get some like jumpsuits, some like Dickie coveralls kind of things, and maybe put your
Yep.
names on them. Pretend to be a trap repair crew coming in to repair the tiger pit in Everina's tower, and your goal to accessorize that is to buy a wagon with some tools and a cage with a live tiger in it.
What about a Tiger Pit installation crew?
Okay,
Maybe
I mean that's fine.
Can I just suggest something else, please?
instead of repair, like installing.
Okay,
If we're going to do this at this level, then we need to do it properly, and that is so. Is there the library that we went to in the big main city where we were talking about the Book of Roy and all that sort of stuff with the mile high and the misty
it's
reaches?
the Great Library of Dragonmyrth.
Yeah, exactly. Is there a library here?
There is the library at the Silver Sages Guild, which would probably be the largest, most exhaustive, publicly accessible library. And it's not really
And
publicly
they
accessible. It's
contain
just
blueprints.
Biddy is a member.
They contain blueprints
Blueprints of.
Didn't we just go look and it was redacted or whatever?
like this tower.
You
I
went
mean,
to
it's-
the Office of Public Records, and those records were redacted. Yes.
I could get on my
we-
broom and try to fly by the windows and see if there are any existing tiger pits
There were no
that need
windows.
servicing. Oh, okay, well, that would scratch that then. Look, I just say let's bring the tiger. We got our potions. We can go invisible and run in if we need to, or run out, or whatever
Yeah.
reckless shit we need to do.
And
I think the
Bardathus,
tiger can't fail though.
Okay, so
needs
Bardathus,
to-
I need you to make and you're going to need to forge a work order for part of this.
Yeah.
So go ahead and make your forgery roll.
And Bardathus needs to be the one who's taking point.
And
He
I'm
needs to-
assuming that Tink is going to guide you on this, so roll an extra d4 as well, because you're going to get guide. There's no reason Tink wouldn't cast guidance on you to make sure that they are properly forged.
21 plus 24.
Okay, so you forge up a set of documents. It's a pretty good looking work order. It says you're going to Everina's house to install one tiger pit trap.
Yes.
And it's got your company logo on it that you've chosen or created a Tiger Pit Trap Installation Co. And it's got a letterhead logo. Everything matches. It matches the embroidered symbol on your Dickies uniform. So Tiger Pit Co. or
Yeah.
TPC as you guys are known.
Can we file articles of incorporation to make us a legit business? So if they,
I mean, that's going to take more time than you have, but you could absolutely do that, yes, because Biddy could definitely draft articles of incorporation for you if you want to put them on file. But
hang on, I have a question. If we're expecting our fellow to do all these things, is he charging us?
Who?
Biddy.
I don't know.
He's a lawyer. Goddamn!
How many billable hours do you have?
Yeah, exactly. So far, I reckon we're at least up to about 30. And that's a lot of money.
You'll get my bill at the end of the quarter.
you fucker. That's right. Yeah.
Biddy's like a samurai. He bills you guys once a fall. In the fall, you pay his retainer.
Wait, but why do I suspect that when all this goes south,
okay, so
my fault?
We're buying potions, so each of you has a potion of invisibility. You've got your outfits and whatnot. You've bought one live tiger, and I'm assuming a wagon and probably a horse to pull the wagon. And then some tools and whatnot to go with them of the appropriate stuff.
Should we pool our money to rebuy a robe of eyes? I know that we sold
5,000 gold.
Yeah, I mean that's a lot, but getting true seeing might be worth. I don't know. Is there a cheaper way to get true seeing? I can't find one. Maybe we don't need it.
Not really. It's a powerful spell.
Well, we're just gonna be tripping some traps then, I guess. Probably shouldn't have sold that robe.
So you guys are ready to go in? That's the plan? I've described it accurately and you're prepared to execute the plan?
I mean, prepared is a strong word.
So are you guys disguising yourselves at all?
I can't disguise myself for more than an hour.
I'm gonna be
an hour is enough to get
disguised like who was the guy that was doing who's always got the work orders?
Grady, right?
Yeah. I was gonna ask him if I could take a look at one of his like uniforms to make sure I have like a good like.
Grady he'll give you is like, yeah, sure, here, there you go.
Maybe you could come join us and pretend to be part of the team. Since
let's not get Grady.
He tells you the name of the haberdashery where he gets his work outfits. He's like, oh yeah, go over to Cisco Clothing over on 5th Street. They sell these. It's they'll embroider them with your logo and whatnot. Reasonable prices. But have I accurately described? Because I'm going to give you guys a total cost here. You can buy your own potions. You can handle your own potions, but I'm going to give you a cost for tiger, wagon, horse, etc.
So we're gonna.
I mean, I've got my horse for riding, but
do you want to use that horse? Because you do have that if you want to have him pull the wagon.
We could all. I mean,
that'll save you some money. Horses are kind of expensive.
Yeah, I'll probably use that horse then.
Okay, so wagon, tiger. Okay, altogether, this is going to burn you about 375 gold plus whatever you guys spend on potions.
So what's that? 300 for the extra potion?
Potion of invisibility, I think, is just like 100 gold because it's a second level spell. You can go back over to Bob's Bodacious Potions. They have a whole invisible shelf full of invisible potions.
Oh, that's cool. 470 for me is good.
Well, it's not 370 a piece. The wagon and tiger is 375 total.
You mean for all of us?
What potion do you want? Which level of healing did you want? Because they have a rarity.
I'm gonna go with probably a couple greater healings.
Hold on a minute.
Those might be touch expensive.
100 a piece.
What greater healing is? I'm checking. I don't remember what its rarity is.
I think it's uncommon.
An uncommon item would be 500 gold.
Okay.
Common is 50.
I bought 3 common healing potions.
Okay. 150 gold then.
Yep.
I'll go ahead and buy 3 as well.
Say again, Biddy. Sorry, I didn't catch that.
How much do those heal?
The little one is 2d4 plus 4, I think you said?
2d4 plus 2.
2d4 plus 2.
I'll buy 2 of those just to have them, I guess, in case we need them.
There you go. Okay. And healing potions are basically, you can get as many of those as you need. They're relatively unlimited.
Okay.
And the invisibility potion?
100 gold.
100. Should we buy more than one tiger?
I mean, they might fight
each other. I'm sorry, how much was the tiger? How much is my share of that?
The tiger is, again, it's 375 gold for everything except the potions. That's total. So you guys can pool that however you want. But 375 is the total for that, and then whatever you buy on potions for your...
Well, we already have 2 potions that I paid for, so I'll let you guys buy the tiger.
I paid for the. I'll pay for the tiger because I already took it out of.
So it's 100 for the invisibility potion and 50 for the small healing.
Correct. If you want a potion of invisibility and a potion of minor healing, it'll set you back 150.
Right. So I'm a little confused. Have I actually spent any money at all?
You bought a bag of holding previously.
No. I mean now as this transaction.
Buy some.
Do you want a potion of invisibility?
I believe that's part of the gig.
So that's 100 gold minimum. So you're spending that.
Fine. Yep. I don't need any potions of healing though. I think I can do that
really
myself. No, exactly. Fine. Okay. So minus 100.
And then if you want to divide the tiger and cart cost evenly amongst yourselves, you can do that.
Oh, absolutely. Yes.
So that's 75 gold apiece.
Yeah, let's do that.
Yep.
Biddy, you got 2 invisibility. Yeah.
Yeah, I gave you one, and I gave Colonel the other, so you guys don't have to pay for your invisibility potion.
Yeah, I bought extra healing potions.
Yeah, if I remember correctly, me and Martinique both had one.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's plan go time. So you guys wait, having hatched out your plan and acquired all of your materials and stabled your tiger for the evening. You wait for the following morning at about 9:30, 10 o'clock when most of the people would have left to gone to work for those that do go to work, like after the commute. And then you are going to roll up with your wagon to the, I'm assuming, front gates. How are you approaching?
So, before
we're waiting until tomorrow morning. Is that the idea?
You don't want, like, that would be the most logical time for somebody to show up and do a
bunch of downtime.
Before we start, I think that Bartithus should take points on the conversation with the guards because he has the highest persuasion, and that way one person is keeping the story straight.
Also, he's going to be disguised as a Zenobian, I believe. Is that your plan? Bartithus?
Yeah, I'll be the Zenobian who.
Biddy, you can scribe 8
who
hours.
Owns the company.
Scribe 8 hours worth of spells too.
8 hours, nice. Okay, sweet. I'm gonna throw some spells into my.
Okay, so you guys are then walking up to the gates of the domain here, and I mean, there's nobody there, so like there's no staff or servants or anything waiting. You guys just roll up as Tiger Repair Crew. The gates are open, so you can just walk in if you want.
Yep.
All right, well, you guys walk in and start making your way toward Everina's tower, and I don't know, 2 or 3 minutes later, you see out of the corner of your eye, a man appears in armor and a sword. He's like, "Hey, what the hell are you guys doing here? What's going on?"
We have a work order to install a tiger in Everina's.
You have a what for a what?
I'm gonna hold up a work order. Look, time is money with us, so we got a job to do. We're gonna do it and get out of your hair, all right?
Dude, this is gonna be all on you. Roll.
So, yeah, we'll stop where you're at right there, and then he approaches very cautiously. He does have a hand on his sword. So now explain to me here, what am I looking at? He comes over and he keeps one hand on his sword, but he does take your work order and starts looking at it. What the fuck is this? What the hell's going on? You're doing the what with the here?
We have a work order to install a tiger pit at Everina's. I don't know why they want it. I just took the money and here we are with the work order.
Okay, so make a deception roll.
You better do it.
27.
Well, this is real fucking weird. Nobody said nothing about no tiger pits, and also I don't know why they contracted your crew. I've never even heard of Tiger Pit Co. I mean,
hang on, I'm gonna get accusatory and be like.
He looks confused and he's scratching his head. Like he seems to be believing your story, but maybe you should try and say something a little more persuasive. So, what's Bartithus gonna say here? This is all real weird. This kind of stuff don't normally happen. I don't know what to say. Now, nobody ever come in here with a fucking tiger in a cage before.
Yeah, we know this is the first job we've ever done with a tiger pit. We normally stick with the pudgy pits.
Well, your company is named Tiger Pit Co. I would assume this is not your first gig. Well, with
more aspirational than anything really our name at this point.
okay, make a persuasion roll. Because he believes you, but also this is stupid.
12.
Let's not say too much.
I don't know. I really feel like I ought to check with somebody about something. gonna have to go. You guys wait here. I'm gonna have to go show this to my manager. I think this is very highly irregular. Everything here is real weird.
Petrov,
I'm gonna just kind of hold up the gem and be like, look, we got a job to do. We're already cleared. Oh,
Are you gonna show him the key to Everina's tower?
Yeah. We
Okay. It's gonna be initiative then if you pull that out.
Oh.
Petrov, did you rate
like you should not have that, so
gotcha.
But did you rate
Yeah, but wouldn't we know that we shouldn't have that?
Comment just then?
I mean, I would have assumed that you would have gathered that would not be the kind of thing you should show anybody. Like you should not have that. You're basically showing that you have a key to somebody's house that you're not supposed to.
So Silk's character would know that we're not.
I wasn't like. I guess I wasn't. I wasn't clear on that. Like, if it was like a temporary like key card, or if it's like an actual like this is the key off my keychain. Because like I was thinking of it like a business, right? Where you like if you have a contract, you might give them a badge.
Yeah, it's definitely not that.
Okay, so
these are highly personalized and magically attuned to one particular residence. This is not the kind of thing that a person who doesn't own that house should have. And definitely not the kind of thing you would give to a work person coming to your estate.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, like I said, I misunderstood what.
Okay, that's fine.
Kind of thing
we can rewind time a bit then. This guy's still a little uncertain. He's like, I got to go check with my boss. I'm gonna go. I gotta go check with the sergeant on this.
Well, look, pal. We're trying to be expeditious here. We want you to be able to get back to doing your thing. So just take a look at the work order. And
I mean,
you know,
no, I get it.
We can deal with this on the way out.
I respect you respecting my time and whatnot, but I really no. I gotta check with the higher ups on this. I gotta cover my ass. You know how it is.
Can I throw a suggestion at him?
Absolutely, yes.
This would be the perfect. Suggest that no, this is probably fine. This is fine.
This would be the perfect opportunity for that to happen. Yes.
Yep, I'm gonna throw a suggestion at him. Then.
But also know that if that fails, I mean, they know you tried to be ensorcelled. Yeah.
I mean, I feel like
it's probably worth it. Question mark.
How long does suggestion last?
A minute.
How close are we to the gate?
So here's the thing. If the spell works, the person doesn't know they've been ensorcelled. And also, if the suggestion in this case is reasonable behavior, like, no, it's like probably fine.
We'll deal with it.
You don't want to, like, I suggest that you don't want to pester your boss for something that's routine and ordinary. The person who has then been ensorcelled at the end of that minute when the spell wears off doesn't have any reason to suspect that wasn't their own idea.
Okay, so it's not
that's a reasonable, like a small thing. Like, no, you don't want to bug your boss. The paperwork looks good.
Exactly.
Is a reasonable suggestion.
That is a reasonable suggestion.
If he succeeds on the save, I can chronal shift to make him
That's also true. So. Yes, you have those can. Okay, so is that what we're doing then? We're going to try and suggest to this guard that this is cool.
These are not the droids you're looking for.
So who's casting this, Biddy or Bartas?
I'll let Bartas cast it, and I'll just support with chronal shift if needed.
Okay, it works. He's like, I mean, all right. I guess the sergeant gets pissy when I pester him anyway. So here you go. Here's your paper. Hurry up though, and like if you get out of here quick, we don't normally get a bunch of non-Zenobians with you. That's not super cool. I can't believe Everina hired you, but this is like a Zenobian only place. So get in and get out fast. All right, if you know what I mean.
I'm gonna nod and just be like, they work cheap.
I mean, that's true. Yeah, I get you. He kind of gives you a like a chin chuck where he's like, yeah, okay, you're right. The peasants. I'm
gonna play into his perception of everyone being like xenophobic.
You're racist against your employees. I got it. He's picking up what you're putting down, and he's 100% on board.
Let's go.
Okay. I'm gonna give him like the like polite like, hey, appreciate it.
He's got it. He turns around and walks away.
So. Let's go. We got away with it. Let's go.
Don't go any further. Just move on.
Don't say more words.
Yeah, so we're just gonna keep going.
Is the animal making noise, or is it just calm as hell?
I mean,
No,
it's
I've got-
just a
I've got a
tiger
joke.
sitting in a cage, lazily looking at what it's going around on it. It doesn't seem
Nice.
particularly interested in it. It is a friendly tiger. It's friendly because Bardatos has made that. That tiger is specifically friendly to Bardatos.
Well, I could do the same because I've got pretty high veterinary skills as well as high
Oh,
My
yeah, the
animal I think my animal handling is really high for some reason too.
Mine is too.
So you guys
Yeah.
roll your wagon with Tiger up to the front door of Everina's tower, and when you get about 20 feet from it, a door appears in front of you.
So
It is a
we're
regular person-sized door and far too large for a cart containing a tiger.
Also, what are we doing with the tiger?
We
I mean, it's
bring
in a
out the
cage.
tiger. Bring out the tiger.
It's in a
Yeah,
cage.
just take him along.
Let's
Will the
keep
cage
it with
fit
us
through
for
the
as
door?
long as we can. as part of the
Absolutely
tour.
not. The cage is too wide for the door. It is a
Oh.
large
Oh,
iron
really?
cage that is also very heavy.
Oh, so we have to let the tiger out.
No, or we could just.
You can
Well,
also just park the wagon and leave the tiger in the cage. That would
yeah.
could do that too.
Let's.
There are
do-
many options. I mean, you have a tiger in a cage. You tell me. What are you doing with it?
I mean, I feel
Cover
like
the tiger with
having the tiger with us, like if nothing else.
So the
could
tiger
be
is friendly
useful.
to you, but you can't talk to it, and it doesn't obey your orders. Like, it's not going to fight for you or anything. It's just a tiger that doesn't want to eat you.
Will it follow Bardathos around?
Probably. I don't know. Does your dog follow you?
Yes, Coda's right next to me right now.
Yeah. So, I mean, it would be... The tiger has roughly the same level of affection for Bardatos as Coda does.
Okay, so like
It's
you
not
know, he'll-
probably
like-
not quite as smart or trainable, and it's definitely not trained because you just went and bought a tiger. So it likes you, but it's not like you can't command it to attack or anything, and it won't
No, but
necessarily
but, like-
listen when you give it orders.
And if it sees someone attack me, it might be like, "Hey, that's my friend."
It might not either. Depends on what it is. The tiger might just be scared and run away.
Probably more like a cat than a dog, really. Like my cat's been
Yeah.
laying on my desk trying to bite me and kind of claw at me throughout this whole role playing.
Yes,
session. I feel like it's
that's a
more
much
along those
much
lines.
more accurate. It's
Kind of
much more like a
frenemy.
house cat. Like your house cat will
cats
follow you
are
around,
cats,
but
regardless of the size.
only until he gets bored. At which case he might, just decide to eat Tink, because cats do that. It's friendly to you, not necessarily friendly to Tink.
Do I have
For
any
example.
like food or anything I can do to like?
Did you
I
bring
can,
any?
like, feed the tiger?
So that's a no.
Maybe we should leave the tiger parked out front.
Probably should have
Yeah.
added tiger food to the list of tiger stuff.
Like I couldn't.
I can just see Bardatos is stepping over to like a nearby terminal, googling what do tigers eat.
I mean, I assume they eat meat because they're.
What do tigers eat.com. It'll eat your horse.
Oh God!
Feed him the horse.
Don't feed him the horse.
You can also
No,
just
we're
leave
just
it
gonna leave him in the cage.
Okay, it's up to you guys. All right, so tiger's staying in the cage.
Yeah, we're just gonna park it like kind of parallel, like if you park.
That's fine. You pull it actually around sort of to the back of the property, although the property doesn't have like hedges or anything. It's featureless, but you put it away on the back side of where you approached from. As you go
Yeah.
around the tower, by the way, the door follows you.
Oh,
Like it moves
Great.
as you circle the tower to park the tiger. The door just stays parallel to specifically Bardatos because he's got the token.
Awesome. Magic towers.
cool. So we probably all got to go in now, huddled with like grabbing Bardathos, right? And
Okay, so at this point, I'm assuming you guys are getting weapons and armor ready and then stepping through the door.
Yep. Actually, before we go through, I'm gonna, since I assume we're about to be in some danger of traps or something, I'm gonna cast Fortune's Favor as a 3rd level spell, so I get 2 targets. I'll give one to Martinique because I think she might need to re-roll a check,
Okay.
and I'll give one to who should our other person be? Maybe Silk or somebody. For
Probably.
persuasion.
What does it do?
Just
It
out of
basically
curiosity,
gives you-
who has the shittiest wisdom or intelligence save?
I have
I have
plus
pretty
2.
shitty wisdom.
I have plus
I have-
2.
I have 0 intel, but I have plus 2 whiz.
Probably whoever has the shittiest wisdom save, because they're going to be the most prone to illusion. Just a general rule of thumb when invading an illusionist tower.
My
Maybe
wisdom
that's
save
it.
is a +4. Who has the lowest wisdom save?
Probably the colonel, because fighters are bad at that.
Colonel. Okay, well, Colonel's getting one. So Fortune's Favor is basically an extra chronal shift that lasts an hour and that you can only use on either yourself or a creature attacking you. Basically, you get to reroll 1d20 for any thing or make an attacker against you roll a d20.
Yeah, so the Colonel and then probably Bardatos.
So
What's
it's
your
mostly
wisdom
for,
save like?
for saves.
Mine's only +2.
So yeah, probably
Yeah, I'll
the
give it to
Colonel and
you then.
Bardatos then. Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna run a 3rd level spell and a pearl and give you guys both a little luck here.
Fortunes.
Okay, so
Fortune's
you gave
favor.
them a moat. Did he?
No, it's not a moat. It's not a moat. I don't have that yet, unfortunately.
okay.
It's just
All right.
I'm just casting Fortune's favor on both of them because it's
Okay.
3rd level. I get to target two
Gotcha.
two
Okay.
people, and
So-
it just lasts an hour. It's not concentration or anything. It's
All right,
just
so
an
while
hour.
you guys are strapping on your shields and grabbing your swords subtly out of the where you had them concealed in the toolboxes in the cart, Biddy casts a spell on you, and then you step into the door.